Hi, and welcome back to our part two of our three-part WordPress training series here. Hopefully, you got everything up and running in the last session. You learned a little bit, and you're ready to learn a little bit more. Real, I touched on the WordPress management interface real briefly in the last training, and what we're going to do in this session is dig in a little deeper and show you some of the more important things in there, and just get familiar with it. So with that, let's get started here. If you'll go back to websitehosting123.com and then log into your account. Okay, so here's my account here. Um, Domains, click Launch on Domains once you're into your account here. Okay, go back over to, you get three tabs up here. Go to Hosting. Okay, and here's our WordPress site, and click Manage WordPress. Log in here. Okay, so I had mine automatically set to keep me logged in. If you didn't, just this will be your WordPress password at that point. So what you're going to want to do here is just type that in, and you should be looking at this exact same screen here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is let me show you a little trick here. Let me show you up here. I'm logging into websitehosting123.com, and then I'm going through it that way and clicking Launch and then Manage WordPress. You can do it that way to get to this interface, but there's another way that's actually the way I use is quicker. If you look here, here's the domain name I purchased, .com/wp/admin. That's all you have to type to get to this exact same screen. So that's a little shortcut there. Let me show you here. /wp-admin. So this right here will bring you right to that same screen. Bam. So you're at the exact same place, and so just type in whatever the name of your domain is, /wp-admin, and that'll bring you right to this. Okay, so let's get into this interface a little bit here, and just let me just kind of show you what's going on here. This is your blog post here, and to create a new post, if you're a big blogger, you want to, you enjoy writing or whatever you want to create a blog for, it's super simple. You just go right here and click Add New, and we'll say this is a WordPress training post. This is part 2 of 3 of our WordPress training. Okay. And really all you have to do is just do that and click Publish. Post is live. We can click View Post here. And this is actually live out on the internet. This is a post here, and you could people can comment back right there. And that is that simple to create a post on the internet. It's just, it doesn't get any simpler. You just go in there, click Post here, Add New Post, and here is our post here. And if you decided, a month later or a day later you don't want it, you can delete it, just trash it here. Gone. And look, I'll show you back over here. This is our live site here. I'll refresh the page, and it's a 404 error because it doesn't see it because we've deleted it. So any user on your site's not going to see that 404 error. I just had it already up here in the address bar. That's why it's doing that. So just pull it back here, and there's our original Hello World blog post that's still right here. So it's really that simple to create a blog post and have it be live on the internet. you can categorize them as well. Let's say that you do travel, for example, and you could have, one set for Hawaii, one set for Europe, one set for South America, and you can categorize them under categories. The categories can be anything you want it to be, but just something to be aware of. And you also can tag it. This is another way to kind of classify what you're looking at here. These tags show up, they're URL friendly, they're Google SEO friendly for all of that, and you can also add tags here just for that URL. So kind of just a couple ways to categorize what you're doing. Really just to get started, a post and a category, or even just a post, is probably sufficient for most people. And then you can kind of get into this a little more as far as how exactly you want to categorize it. So let's get on here to media next. This is super simple. This is all pictures. You want to add a new picture, you just click, let me start that over. Click media, add new, and this will be for pictures. You can select files. Let me just pick one crazy here. And it's uploaded. It's just that simple. And if you go here to click edit, here is a picture here. Here's the exact link to this picture. So if you wanted to share this in an email, like you wanted to send this or do anything with it, you can just copy, paste this actual URL, and you'll see that that's it. That's the actual live link on the internet to that picture. And that makes it unbelievably simple to do, share pictures if you need it, or here's the actual address of it. Just super simple way. You could not do that a few years ago. So that's a very, very cool thing to do. I think you understand the principle of this. I think it'll help if I show you the pages here next. Same thing. Let's add a new page to our website. Click add new. Let's do WordPress training page will be the name of our page. It's a completely blank page, and all we did is just add new page. WordPress training is what we're going to call it, and let's just click publish. It's that easy for it to be on the internet, and you can click view page here, and this is it. This is the actual page that we just created here. So what I'm going to do now is show you how easy it is to put the picture in there. So I've got two tabs open. I'm going back to the pages here. Pages, the WordPress training we just created. And now what you can do is you just click right in here, no coding at all required, add media, media library, because you can either upload a new photo here or you can select from your library. Since I just uploaded that a second ago, I can just go to my media library, select the picture, and then click insert into page. And all I have to do there is just click update and look back over here at our page we created. See this WordPress training popped in? This is the page here. And there it is. There's the picture that I just uploaded, and all I did was just insert it into the page, and now you have a picture just that easy. That's super simple, very straightforward. Now on this pages thing, just depending on how you're comfortable, level here, hello, this is a test page, okay? Just made some text. Now this is a lot like Word or, a text editor you're used to. You can just select that, make it bold, click update again, and you go back over here. We'll do a refresh here. And there it is. It's just that simple to put it out. Now, one thing worth mentioning here is this is all pretty similar with the bullets and and the centered text and how you want it aligned and everything. There's two tabs here though. The visual tab is kind of the easier no coding tab, and the text tab is more of the HTML, lower level coding there. And this is the actual code here to make all of that work. So just depending on your, comfortability with all of this, you might be more comfortable with this, you might be more comfortable with this, but at any rate you can use either and to get the same thing done. And you can just create page after page after page here. We can create another page here, test 2 page. This is the name of our page. Publish it. Look back here. I'll refresh this real quick. See test 2 now? It's putting each page across this bar at the top here. So we'll click test 2. And there it is. It's just that easy. And, let's say you get tired of it one day and you don't want this page anymore. You just move it to the trash. And that's it. It's gone. You don't see it here anymore. We'll refresh again. And it's not there anymore. We just have our 2 pages there. And that's pretty much how you're going to create a page. You can just basically create the page, put whatever text and images you want in there. And, just a lot of your toolbars and stuff are very similar to what you're probably used to in Word, that kind of thing, as far as, just doing something with the text or making it align different. And you can align the pictures, click the picture here, and you can either delete the picture right out of here, or you can go to the properties of the image. How do you want to align the image? Do you want to, let's align it to the right there, and click update, and there you go. Your image is aligned there. You click here, and now it's the opposite. So it's kind of messing, the same way you center and write text is the same way you do it with an image. It's the same thing in WordPress. It's very, very straightforward. And it changes the code here. See, align right. That gets a little more complicated there, and it's just if you're a beginner listening to this, I would probably stick with the visual editor. Just easier in general to use. Okay, the comments here, the comments are just that. They're comments to the blog post here, and this is just a way you can manage them. You may have, you could have somebody just, saying something they shouldn't, or, it's just a spam robot message, or, you just don't want it there. So this is a way here just to manage the comments for what people comment on your blog post here, and it makes it very simple to just go through here and manage that. It's nothing to it there. You see here you have approved, spam, trash. You can unapprove a comment. You can spam it so that sender can never send you a message ever again. It's pretty straightforward there on managing that. Now into appearance. This gets a little more involved here. We're just going to take this one step at a time here. This is the appearance of your theme. And there's a lot of things you can do here. You can, like this theme that came with it's not too great in my opinion. So what you can do is you can install different themes. And this probably, I would say most of you are probably going to want to do this because you want it to have your own look and feel of what you want your website to look like and everything. And let's just kind of browse through here. You can kind of see some of the options here with the columns and flexible width and things like that. So let's pick out a green website and we'll do a search for it. So we have some, just fantastic free templates to sit here and use. And you can play with these however you want. I think you get the picture that there's more than enough to choose through. So I'm going to go with this one here. This one looks kind of cool picture, and I'm going to click install now. And we're going to activate it here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, since we've activated this theme, same everything here, my domain, and you see it looks just completely different. It just changed the whole look of how everything looks. You see I still have my blog post here, that hello world. Everything's the same, and it's just, you could do this, all of your blog posts and everything is going to stay. You just have to, it's just going to change the look and feel to however you want. So that's a pretty big deal with WordPress, just to be able to completely change how it looks that easily, and it's pretty cool there. And you see here you have at the bottom here, my top one's my active theme, and these two at the bottom, they're installed themes, but they're not activated. So basically that means they're just kind of in standby. Nobody's ever going to see them unless you activate them. And let's go here next to customize. This is all under your themes here, under appearance. We'll go to customize here. This is where you can really drill down, set your site title, your tagline, customize, how do you want the page to look here. WordPress is a blogging platform, so if you're a blogger or whatever, you're probably going to want people to see your latest post. If you're not, you can change this to a static front page, just kind of depending on what you want to do here. Widgets is a pretty cool thing here. Let me show you what I mean here. Let's look here. You have recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, and meta. This is all off to the right here. Now take a look over here. Do you see how you have the same things here? Let's say that you don't want the meta. You don't need all this stuff here. You don't like the way that looks. All you have to do is just click this and click delete. And look here. See, meta's here. Let me refresh the page. And meta's not there. And let's say that we want to put a calendar here. You save it. All I did was drag and drop that over, refresh the page, and there's a calendar. I mean, that's about as simple as you could get right there, which is pretty cool. Now, let's say you want the calendar at the very top here. You just drag it to the top, reload the page, and there it is at the top. So these widgets here are really a cool way to, modify what people are seeing on your site, your blog post, or is it tied into your calendar. Or once we get into the widgets a little more and the plugins, you'll see that the plugins, you'll see that it'll create additional widgets for you to add over here. Like we just have about 10 to 12 right now. You could have 25 right there. Things for Twitter plugins or weather plugins or Facebook plugins, just all kinds of things there. We'll get into that a little more on the next training exercise when we're actually installing some of those there. So for right now, I think you get a pretty good idea of what's going on with these widgets here and how easy that is to customize them. Next, we're going to go over here to menus, and let me create a new menu here. Let's see, a word. So all I did was make a menu name. I just said WordPress training. This could be cars or hotels. It could say anything right here. And I'm just going to create a menu. Okay. It's asking me, where do I want to add these to? You're going to add them to the header here. You want this to be at the top. Okay. And we will click that, automatically add new top level pages to this menu. Okay. Let me see if that changed it at all there. Not yet, but it's going to. Let's add to the menu these two pages here. We only have two pages in our website. This is a super simple website right here. You'll probably have, at least 5 pages, I would imagine. But let's just add these to the menu here. Okay. So our menu name, WordPress training. Here's each menu item. Let me save the menu. Let's go back over here and refresh the page. Do you see now there's our menu there? So we can click here, we can click there, and in our 2-page website here, this is our menu. And this is the same thing as the widgets. You can drag them and switch them. So now sample page will be first. You see how it's second now when I refresh? Now it's first. And you can do this any way you like, and just drag them and drop them however you would like there. And the more pages you create, you only have 2 right here, you could have 10. And you can categorize them however you want there, and they're just going to appear on your page just like they appear here. And super easy to, if you wanted to remove one, let's get rid of the WordPress training, save it, refresh this again, and now you only have one. If you wanted to add it right back, add to menu, save, and it's right back. So very, very easy to create how you want this to look at the top with the menus there. Okay, now here's our theme options here, which are nothing. Really don't have a lot of theme options here. This kind of varies by theme. Really probably wouldn't worry about this at this point here, because your theme probably is going to have some different options here, but just generally it's, what do you want the page name to be, things, just some basic settings here, but this one does not have that, so I wouldn't worry about that right here. The next one here, editor, this is definitely a higher level. This is the actual back-end code that is actually controlling the website that you have, access to. You can see here, this is, your CSS, your style sheets, everything. I would say for the purposes of this training, I wouldn't worry about this, because this gets very complicated, or can, and I think we want to keep everything simple. So just, if you absolutely have to edit this, I mean, you can research it and stuff, but probably for the most people you won't need to, but at least it's here. This is where the actual code is. This is actually the back end where the code of the website's functioning. Go here to plugins. I'm going to get into this a little more in the next training, but these plugins here, this is a really powerful piece of WordPress here. If you wanted to add a weather widget or a traffic widget, let me just do a simple Google search real quick for you. Type in WordPress widgets. And you can go here and spend a few hours trying to figure all of these out here. Let me do this. Type in best WordPress widgets. Here's the top free WordPress plugins of the month. There's a job manager there, a widget importer and exporter. This is kind of a backup thing, I would imagine. There's your social widget, because you could have that on your website, so people could click to all of these to get into your social media avenues there. Let's see what else we got here. Responsive video embedder. Let's go back here and see if I can find some other ones here. There's 25 great plugins here. Here's one here, Black Studio Tiny MCE widget. This is on the, remember in the, when you add a page, your editor options where you can bold or center or whatever you want to do there. This gives you, you can just tell by the screenshot, a ton more stuff right there to do visually. There's YouTube and embed videos and I mean smiley faces. There's all sorts of stuff you can do here that's not natively with WordPress, and that comes in a widget. We'll get into these a little more on the next one. I just kind of want to show you this is really how you customize what you're doing, and we'll get into these a little more. I have some other examples that I want to show you and stuff. So for right now, let's move on here. Here's your users here. You're going to be the only user. You're the administrator. You see the role as the administrator here. Um, Really, if you want somebody else, let's say that you want somebody else to be able to post blog posts, but you don't want them to have full access, you're going to create them as a new user, give them their own user account, password, and then their role. So you'd probably want them just to be a contributor. That way they can't go and start screwing all the site up. They only have access to very limited things here, and that's kind of the reason you would want to do the users. And if you get real into this, there's actually plugins to really help you control this. It's probably a little better than the native WordPress, but you just need to create a user for somebody. Pretty easy there. Set them up, and then that way they can log in the same way that we did by doing your URL right here /wp/admin. And what they would do is they would log in under that account that you just created for them, and that's going to be the way to access, the WordPress there under that limited account. Let's see here. The tools, there's really not much here. That can kind of vary. And under settings, settings is going to be one of the first things you're going to look at, once you originally get this all set up. Your site title, my WordPress website. WordPress is great, whatever there. There's my URL, my email address there. So, anytime somebody comments on one of your blog posts or you get some spam or something, it's going to send you an email. I mean, you can set up an email for a lot of stuff. You could have forms that, once they put in their first name, last name, email address, it sends you an email. So that's going to be that email address there. And we'll get into the forms because that's a plugin. We'll get into that a little farther on the next one here. The date format, whatever you're used to. Writing. This you really probably shouldn't have to worry too much about. Default post category. This is where I was talking about. When you get into the post, you can categorize them at a later time. And if you wanted to set that as let's just say you had cars was a category, you want to set that as the default. So whatever post automatically goes into the cars category, this is where you would do that. And this here, this is post via email. This is if you wanted to make a blog post and you just submit an email and it posts on your website. So it'd be kind of a cool way, maybe if you're on your phone or iPad or mobile device, whatever it is, and you don't actually want to log into WordPress, you can send an email and it'll actually just post it just like you're doing it right from the interface like we're on right here. And just some more customizations here. This out of the box usually works pretty good here. You can get in here and change this if you need, but I'd say generally that should be okay. More configurations here. Users must be registered and logged in to comment. Automatically close things older than 14 days. This is all just pretty straightforward, kind of what you want it to be there. So kind of leave it at that there. Media, same thing there. The permalinks here, this is a big one. I'm going to show you why. So here it says my domain slash page ID 7. It's not really what you want. That's not really search engine optimized. And really to most people that doesn't even look good. I don't know what that means. So what you want to do is you want to come in here under settings and under uh, permalinks, click post name here and click save changes. And let me refresh this and I'll show you. See, now it's the name of my website, or my web page I should say, I'm sorry. The name of my web page is WordPress Training, and right here it's WordPress Training 2 instead of ID equals 7. It just looks a lot smoother, it's a lot more SEO friendly, and that's really going to be one of the things I would recommend you change on on your new WordPress installation to kind of just make it a little more user friendly, a little more readable, things like that. And you'll see here, just to show you that again, this is the name of our site, WordPress Training, here. See, if I said WordPress Training 123, this I'm just updating the name of the page and refreshed it here. Oops. Oh, it actually didn't change that because I didn't change it here. But this is actually the name of your site here. And you could change it here if you wanted. Let me just show you. This is the description. This is the actual link. When you type this out for the very first time, it'll create this permalink automatically. What happened is when I just went up here and modified this, it kept the permalink the same. So you'll have to just go there and click edit. Let me update this. And do a little refresh here. And now you see it's changed there as well. So it's a little more readable, and for SEO purposes, you want to keep it real friendly and try to make it very descriptive. WordPress training, for beginners or something, as I could name that, just to kind of, so when Google or something looks at it, it can tell by that URL what you're actually trying to do. And that's pretty much it on WordPress. I mean, if you'll notice each page, the add new is always at the top, no matter what you're doing. Add new, add new. It's generally very, I mean, it's all very cookie cutter as far as it looks there. And, edit, spam, trash. I can go to my pages and I can go to edit, quick edit, trash. It's very easy to add and remove things with a very quick, it's just really not that difficult at all. So I think that's pretty much going to wrap up training 2 here. And in training 3, going to get into more of customizing it. And you can get paid templates too. What I was showing you was free templates. There's paid templates out there. I'm going to show you some examples of some things that I've made and some of the paid plugins that you can use and really make the site look pretty. I mean, it's pretty. I think you'll like what you're going to see. So stay tuned for training 3, and thanks, and y'all have a good day.